Hello, everyone. It's me, Patricia, again from Arizona. Welcome. I wishing you a happy Thursday. I wish that life is going well for you and your family. Today, I would love to talk about step parenting, being a step parent and have step children. You know, I am a mom. My daughter is 17, and my husband has an 11-year-old daughter. You know, from the time I was a little child with my mom, I learned the value of a step parent, right? And also how important it is to be a good step parent. I didn't plan to become a stepmom. You know, I thought it would, with my marriage or my life would be just like my mom. I thought I would fall in love with a guy, my first boyfriend, and we would get married and have children and live happily ever after, right? My parents have been married for 43 years now. We just celebrated in July and 25th. And but life had a different plan for me. And, you know, I got married last year in October, and I have my daughter, and my husband has his daughter. So I always knew that a relationship of a stepmom and a stepchild, or a stepdad and a stepchild, is not always easy. We see a lot of movies and cartoons and on Lifetimes also of evil stepchildren, evil step-parents, right? A lot of times there's a lot of evil step-parents. Those step-parents that don't like the children, they act like they do in front of their partners, but deep inside they hate them. And if something happens to their parent, they get mistreated. There's so many examples of that, so many cartoon movies and life experiences, right? So to me, because I see it, how the world is, I always made the conscious decision that if I would become a step parent, I'll be a good step parent, because it's important, right? I'm not a perfect mother, and I'm sure my daughter will agree with you. My daughter thinks that I should listen more, and I know so too. So I'm not a perfect mom. So that means that I'm not a perfect step parent. Okay. So when we have stepchildren, we know that they are not that child's parent. And a lot of times, stepchildren, you know, they know that you are trying to win them over. So they will do things to take advantage of the fact that they are your stepchildren. And they will be extra, because they know if they say, I don't like this, you're not going to force them like you force your children to eat, right? You're going to say, oh no, you're going to eat this because it's healthy for you. You're going to be okay, eat something else. Because they know that you are going to try to do whatever you can to make them feel loved and happy, knowing that, you know, they are not your natural parents. And children are the biggest manipulators, right? They know what to say, they know what to do. And we also have those children that are those manipulators. They're just those evil stepchildren, right? That we see also in movies, and we hear from people like those stepchildren that in their mind their parents should be together, and they will make your life hell because they wanted their parents together and you are on the way of them. You know, this is how children think. They're like, oh, my mom and dad could be together if that person was not in the picture. And most of the time that is true, but kids don't understand. You know, they just know that their life would be easier if they had mom and dad together, because in mom's house they have one set of rules, and dad's house they have another set of rules. So, and you know, I never had to live in two different homes or have to go one home or another home every other weekend. So I don't understand how they feel, but I'm sure it would suck. It would suck to always have to go one weekend one house and hear one thing, go another weekend the other house. So I don't wish that on any child, and I'm really sorry for the children that have to go through that. But at the same time, it's very important that the parents of that child sit with those children and explain it to them. Look, your mom and I, or your dad and I relationship didn't work out. It's not because of me and this person. It's just because, you know, we didn't match. For some reason, we made other decisions that it made us go away from each other, and because of that, you are in this situation, and we are in this situation. I didn't mean to hurt you, and I'm sure your mom or your dad don't mean to hurt you. Life happened this way, and we still love you. It does not mean that you are less of our child, or that we don't care about you, because we do. So it's very important that for kids to know and to understand that their parents would never leave them and will never disown them. Yeah, sadly, that is not always what happens, because we know and we hear of many cases where parents will abandon their kids now and start a new family. So I don't believe on that. There's no way in this world that I would ever be with a man that disowned his child and to father my child. That is evil. That is selfish. But we know that happens a lot of times, right? Because the step parent doesn't feel comfortable with the natural parent. There's jealousy, there's anger, there's hate, whatever, right? Insecurities. So, but we also hear of cases that the old partners, right? From the moment they can be divorced for years, but from the moment they see that their partner, ex-partner, is happy with somebody else, they become insecure, and they will use their child to break the new marriage or the new relationship, right? And I want to talk about that today. It's very important that if your child has a good step parent, you embrace that and you be grateful, regardless of what happened, regardless of your relationship with that person. If that step parent is good to your child and take care of your child and is kind to your child and is genuinely likes your child, appreciate that, because your child is blessed. Because there's a lot of evil step parents that could end up being your child's step parent. So we have to be grateful when our children have good step parents, right? It's never a good idea for you to put hate into your children's heart against the step parent that has nothing to do with why you and your ex got divorced or separated or went separate ways. By you doing that, you will ruin that relationship that the step parent was building with your child, and you're gonna make the step parent start to dislike or be uncomfortable with your child, because your child is gonna become disrespectful, your child is gonna be angry, and your child is gonna be a problem for that marriage, for that relationship. And because of that, that step parent that really liked your child and really wanted to be the best parent to your child, now will step back and say, hold on, this kid is trying to destroy my home, because every time this kid comes around, my partner and I argue, or my partner and I have problems. So this kid is doing whatever they can to destroy us. So because of the parent, the natural parent is so focused on building negativity or for their children against the other parent or his or her new partner, they will make their children bad children, right? Those kids that we see in the movies, where they will do everything, they will fake that they're sick, they will start lying, they don't feel comfortable anymore, they will start acting like the stepchild is mistreating them, they're gonna start making up stories about the step parent with one end and with one plan. The plan is to destroy her father's or her mother's new relationship. And this is really sad, because the parent that is doing that, you are turning your child into a little devil, right? You are turning your child into a liar, a narcissist, evil, and just a person that doesn't care about anything or what happens just to get what they want. And it's really dangerous, because it's not just gonna affect their relationship with their step parent, but it's also gonna affect the relationship with anybody else, because now that child will grow up believing that when they want something, all they need to do is to destroy anything around it. or anything that comes in that way, in their way. And this is really, really sad. As parents, when we know that our children have step parents, we have to teach our kids to respect. We have to discipline our children for them to respect their step parents. Yes, they didn't give birth to them, or they are not their natural parents, but they are their step parents. They deserve the respect. They deserve the honor. It doesn't mean that the step parent has the right to harm them in any kind of way. You protect them, but you have to teach your children to respect and honor their step parent, right? Sometimes some parents, they are so afraid of new relationships, or they are so focused on what their child say, that they already come into the relationship thinking that the new partner is gonna mistreat their children. So every little thing their child tells them, they're gonna believe it. And also that will cause problems, because the new partner is gonna start resenting them. And by resenting them, they're gonna resent the child even more, because they're gonna say, wow, all those problems is because of your child. When your child comes, we have problems. When they are not here, the house is happy, right? But then the partner is hurting. Like if it is the dad's gonna hurt, because it's like, well, I wanted my child to be happy, but your child is doing things that causes problems. The child is causing a family dysfunction, right? That you are allowing them to cause. And then what happens is, even if the step parent is the best parent, the step parent your child could have, now they're gonna change how they behave with your child, because now they feel like, whoa, this little kid is doing everything they can to destroy me, so now I cannot have a relationship. See, nobody wins, right? So and one thing also, like for me, right, I am in a biracial relationship. So my stepdaughter is white, my daughter is black. So sometimes, maybe because of interracial relationship, the other person of the other race think that you are not as important because you are not part of their race. And that is another problem, because that comes with so much pain and aches and frustration, because it doesn't matter what race you are, what nationality you are, you need and must respect and honor the other person. So for you parents, if your child has good step parents, appreciate them, be grateful for them, thank them. Maybe they teach your child how to garden, how to dance, a new language, a new culture, how to cook, whatever it might be grateful for them, because you want to have a happy child. You don't want to have an unhappy child. You don't want to have an unbalanced house when your child goes to the other parent house, because you made your job to make your child hate the other step parent. Respect, honor, accept that now your ex is in a new relationship, okay? And as long they are not causing, because I've been through that, I know it sucks when your children have an evil step parent. They just don't like you, and they're gonna cause problems just because they want you away. They will start, whatever you say no to your children, the other step parent will say yes. So that is another thing that I have. You know, if my stepchildren, my stepchild parents say you cannot do that, I say you cannot do that. You cannot come to my house and be a good stepdaughter to me and be bad to your mom. I always teach that. Your mom is gonna love you more than I do. Your mom is gonna give you her heart before I give you my heart. So before you honor me, before you respect me, before you follow my directions, you need to make sure you're doing that to your parents. And sadly, saying it, many people don't understand that. Many people don't know how to appreciate a good step parent until they start messing up, and they will cause their children to mess up. And now the step parent is gonna be like, really? Now I'm gonna teach you a lesson. Or now I cannot be kind to your kid anymore, or now I cannot be comfortable with your kid anymore. Let me not say kind, because we want to be kind, right? No matter what, we want to be kind. My English is not 100%. Sometimes I do use the wrong words. But now it's gonna be like, well, I used to play with your kid and I was comfortable. I used to take them places with me. But now, because your kid says lies and your kid is making everybody believe that I do something to them, now because of you, I'm not comfortable to take your kid and I to go eat ice cream, because I think your kid can say that I did something to them. Now I'm gonna avoid being around your child just to avoid issues with my partner. See, you are the one causing your kid to feel unbalanced. You are the one causing your kid to feel unwanted, unhappy, and unloved, because you create an unhealthy environment for your child. So this is all I want to say today. Be careful what you do and what you say about your child's step parent, okay? Because it will only affect your child, and you're gonna blame the other step parent, but it was you that created hell for your own child, because of your own insecurities and because of you being an evil person or a calculated person. If your ex wasn't stolen by this new person, you have no reason to be mad at the new person, because they didn't take away your ex. You guys broke up or got divorced for your own reasons, and that person happened to be single when your ex-partner was single, and they got together and they got married. And for whatever reason it bothers you, maybe because they're gonna start a new family, whatever it might be, or maybe you weren't really ready to let it go, or now that you see he's happy again, and now you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Please, everyone, me included, appreciate good step parents. Don't poison your children against anyone to benefit yourself and your ego. This is pure evil, and the only one that is gonna hurt is your child. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.